So in this video we are going to look at presets within the control center. So you can see in the screen here that I have my Liger dashboard. In the bottom right hand corner I have the monitoring link that currently has nothing on it because I'm in manual mode. The presets that I'm about to show you can only be used in the control center, and the control center can only be used when you're in manual mode. Right, so let me just take this full frame so you can see what I'm up to. So if I go to the three ellipses here and click on Control Center, that will take me to the Control Center for this match where I can control my graphics manually. So you can see at the moment that I have nothing on the output, and that was shown when I was back in this 2 box here like this. So if I put the scoreboard on there, you can see that that is taking a quick second, and there it is, that's fine. So that's my output of Liger at the moment. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take that off the output and talk through how you set up a preset. So next to all these different templates are available within the control center, you have a plus icon, and that allows you to add presets to the various templates. So I'm going to do it within the scorebug section. So I'm going to hit the plus sign, and you can see that we have a second one that has appeared here. So this is the one I just had on the output. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to call that scorebug no stats. Okay, so that's fine. So that is at the moment, that is my main one, and when I hit show, that will be on the output. When it's on the output, you can't edit anything on it, you can't change it because it's on air, so it doesn't want to be changed. But when I hide it, you can see that I can deselect and I can set adverts or have a various preset here. But what we're going to do is we're going to leave this one as the default from the preset section. So I'm going to minimize that, and in this second one here, I'm going to open it up. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to give it another name, and I'm going to call it Team Stats. Okay, so I'm going to take the period abbreviation off. Oh, I'm going to take the period abbreviation off because it actually doesn't display on this particular theme, but it does on others. And in where it says preset, we've got various options. You can have a custom message, an event, head-to-head stat, substitution, or the team stat. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to select Team Stats, and then I'm going to hit the Eagles, and then everything that can be logged within the LiveScore app will populate here as something that you can display. So I know that there's in the LiveScore app there are corners logged for the Eagles team, so that is set to be the Eagles and their corners. So if I was to preview that, you can see here that there'll be a pop out that will come out that say that the Eagles have had 2 corners. So if I'm happy with that, and on the output at the moment we have the scoreboard with no stats, which you can see. Now if I toggle this little button here, you can see that has gone to where it's the scoreboard team stats one, and if I want to go back to deanimate that graphic, just hit the toggle on the no stats section and that disappears. So I'll do another one. So you can have as many of these as you want. It's just basically sort of finding out what workflow works for you. So you could have one for the home team, one for the away team. So if I called that scoreboard team stats home, then I could have another one here, and I called that scoreboard team stats away. So it's just individual to that particular team. So from the drop down again, get rid of the period abbreviation, team stats. Then the team I want is the away team, which is the Thunderbirds in my case, and let's just say I want to do this to be their shots on target. So that's fine. So now if I preview that, you can see that the shots on target are none. I don't think there are any logged in there, so I will go back and find something that has information in it. If I go shots off target, let me see if that works. Yep, so that's got 1. So that's fine. So now I can just go, right, if I want to put that onto the output, I'll just show you the monitoring link full frame. So if I just toggle that on, that's fine. You can see it's on the output, and I'll just push back, and now if I go back to the scoreboard with no stats, that's fine. So it's a nice way to sort of set it up so your director or your producer will say to you, please, we want the team stats for the home team to display their shots on target. So if we come down here, go shots on target for the home team, I go, right, I think that's right, I'll preview that. Yeah, they've got 3, so I'm happy with that. Get rid of the preview, toggle that onto the output. You can see that has gone on to display that it's 3 shots on target for Ealing. That's fine. So merge that back. And then if I put the scoreboard no stats, then that disappears. So let's do a team comparison one. So if I now hit the scoreboard, it will generate another preset that I can add in. So So I want to do a head-to-head stat, for example, and the stat I want to do is shots on target. So that's obviously going to display for both teams. So we'll call this scoreboard head-to-head stats. And then if I click on the preview button, you can see that at the moment it's 3-0 in terms of the Thunderbirds or the Ealing Eagles. So if they say we don't want shots on target, we want corners, you just come and select from the drop down and hit the preview button. We can see that that is now 2-3. So again, the scoreboard with no stats is on the output, but I want the head-to-head stats to go on there. So animates on. Just show you that full frame. So if you imagine the white background is your footage, that's just fine. That's just ticking over the top. And then when you want to go back to the clock that is ticking away, you just select the toggle next to the scoreboard with no stats. Get rid of the preview. So here you can see that we have, it's just sort of setting it up for like eventualities for yourself. So if I just give, let's say another example, so you got player, you can see here. So we'll make a second one, and I can know that, let me just have a look, I'll just call this home player. Home player. And then if I just double click in there and go away player. So now if I go right, oh, so there's no one selected there. There was no one in the preview. So come down, have a look, select the team, the home team, the Ealing Eagles, and I select that I want William Smith's name super. If I just select on the icon, and then if I now go, let me show you that. If I lose the score clock, just animate that in. There goes William Smith's name, but I can put the scoreboard back in because that won't clash with it. It depends on theme to theme, so I can hit hide there, and then off that goes. So you can see that now. I'll get rid of the preview, go to the away team, select the Thames Thunderbirds, Gary Leach now. So that's fine. So now if I just toggle this one on, that means that when I show this particular graphic, this template, it's going to take this preset, which is the away player. So you see, there you go. There's the Thunderbirds player. But if I want to change that, it will select the person that I have in the section here. So if I was to hit this toggle now, it would animate, well, it would cut, but you'd probably never do that. But that's just one thing to know, that whoever you've got selected in here will go to the output. So now if I hide that, so just for example, your director says, right, I want the home player, and I want, let's have a look here, I want Aaron Daniels. So I'm happy that I've got him in here. Preview that. Yeah, that's right. So toggle this button here. So this now means that the next time we hit the show button up here, it's going to be the home player. It's using this particular preset. So get rid of the preview, hit show, and there's Daniels' name up on the output. So that's fine. That's good. So I can just minimize that. And we'll do the same over here on the team list if I hide the match clock. So we've got one at the moment, which will put us the home team, but we want two. So if I just go home team, that's fine. And then away team, like so. And then in this section here, I'll put that this is the Eagles. And we want to show all the team. You can just show defenders, forwards, goalkeepers, midfielders, but more often than not, you're going to be displaying the team list. And I'll select position type. You can sort by number as well. It's up to you. So I'll go, right, okay, that's good. As long as you're using the data coverage of player data level, then you'll be able to input teams and be able to show team lineups. Because if you don't have players selected in your LiveScore app, this will remain blank. So that's very important to remember. So I'll get rid of that preview, go down to the away team, select the team to be the Thunderbirds. Again, I want it to be all the team, and I want it to be in position type. So now, when I show that, it's going to display the home team, like so. And then if I want to now change that to the away team, I hide that, hit the toggle for the away team, and that will change on, like so. And then if I hide that, then off that goes. So we've got the home team and the away team set up there. So again, you can do that for team statistics for, well, you could have a first half and a total if you wanted to break that down, or second half if you just wanted to see that. So you could set a preset for there. And the same with anything really, like you could have different player stats. You could have one for forwards against defenders. You would just set them up like so. And then in here you would select the team. You could have just the player stat for one person, for example. So if I go down to can't remember who I put the goal for. This chap here. And if I go, right, a stat for him, let's see which one I want to see. What's he got? He's done. Has he scored a goal or anything? Yeah, he's had a shot on target. So now I can look at that. Then I can add another stat if I want. So I had no corners, for example. So now if I select that, you can see now that his stats will appear. So you could have a home player stats and an away player stats based on their performance during the game if you wanted. So then if I was to animate that in, over that goes with his corners and his shots on target, which is nice. So if I would just call that player stats home, and then the same for the away one. So you could just quickly go to the different players. So if we went to this Miguel Perry, he's had no stats logged for this game, but you would see that changes to be him with his particular stats for that. You can get rid of that, so then it would just be 1. And then the player stats, we can double click this one here, and if I make that away, so you can just have a quick change between home and away players based on whoever is on screen or whoever they're talking about, and add a stat for, because there will be nothing there because we haven't added a stat for him. So if we now hit add, so we've got corners there, so we just go, I don't know, free kicks conceded. You can see that changing in real time. And if we want it to be the away team, you just have to toggle this button here. I'll lose the preview and then hit show, and that appears up on the output. And that is an overall review of presets within the control center. Very powerful if you sort of know how they work and how you want to make them work. You sort of basically just have to go to the relevant area, make sure that you hit the toggle. In here, the scoreboard ones will automatically change on air based on what you have selected. So say we want the head-to-head stats as we had selected for corners. If I just toggle that on, that changes in real time on the output, whereas stuff that isn't in the match, like the team lists and what have you, you have to change those toggles in here. So if you wanted to show the home team, you have to have that selected. But I hope that makes sense. If there's any questions, please don't hesitate to contact us at support@liga.live, or go to our help centre and select the chat function in the bottom right. Thanks very much.